Weather Scope.
Another winter storm menaces the east. A wintry mix affecting places in the northeast, while heavy rain and potential flooding threatens areas in the southeast. Jeanetta Jones has the latest from the Forecast Center.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We have been watching icy conditions as well as heavy rainfall and even some snow across the northeast, and we're going to map all of that out for you right now. I'm joined by Colin Marquis, senior meteorologist here at the Weather Channel. Kind of a double whammy going on for these folks.
Yeah, it seems likely there will be two areas of low pressure. There's no doubt about that. First one we're dealing with now, mid-Atlantic, northeast. That's going to be by the board sometime tomorrow morning off of New England. Then there'll be a secondary and more impressive low pressure system. The question is, once it exits the mid-Atlantic, how close does it come to southern New England where the air will be cold enough to support snow?
It seems that that's always the big question. How close is the low and how quickly is it moving? Well, let's look at the radar right now and tell everyone that if you're in New York City, D.C., Philly, it's just a rain event for you, although you may run into heavy rain.
That's right, and obviously on this presentation here, the heaviest rain is indicated by the darker shades of green and even the yellows. And there is some of that moving toward the New York metro area. In town, it is going to be a rain, purely rainfall, but northwest of town, particularly Danbury, sitting at about 28, freezing rain, treacherous conditions on the roadways, no doubt out there, and out toward Allentown, Pennsylvania, about 29 or 30 there. Further in, some of the closer suburbs, Caldwell and Morristown, around 32, marginal conditions.
Snow going to be filling in a little bit farther to the north?
Certainly in time, looking for the snow to be breaking out in the Worcester and Boston area sometime on toward 9, 10, or 11 o'clock. Question is there, how much mixing with sleet and freezing rain occurs and therefore reduces the amount of snow accumulations? And
a very good question that's going to be. We have live team coverage in the Northeast. We have Mike Seidel standing by in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and Kristen Dodd in Worcester. We're going to start with you, Kristen. Can you tell us what the conditions are like?
Well, here in Worcester, really not too bad, except the temperature is now beginning to fall. We continue to see a few flurries flying. Earlier this evening, we did have a quick round of snow, and that piled up just a little bit, a dusting on some of the cars in the parking lot, but not really on the grassy surfaces. Behind me is Route 9 that runs through downtown Worcester, and you're seeing here how traffic is moving fairly quickly. No big problems. The salt trucks have been out to try and keep things running smoothly, and so far they have done so. The roads right now really are just wet. Now 50 miles to our east, that's Boston, and we are finding a few problems there. We had a salt truck on 128, which is the locals' term for Interstate 95, the inner loop there, that lost part of its load and also some of the equipment off the back, and kind of a weather-related incident causing some delays in the commute home. Also some freezing drizzle now being reported northbound on Interstate 93 as you're heading over the border. Route 3 also could be a little bit slick tonight as we are seeing the development of snow, especially on the north side of Boston. Jeanetta, or actually we're going to join Mike Seidel now, and he is in Fort Lee, New Jersey, where the storm is also just now beginning to affect the area. Mike?
And Kristen, here the temperatures have warmed up, so in New York City and most of the immediate metro area, we're getting a cold rain tonight. 37 now at Newark, 38 LaGuardia, and 41 at JFK. There are flight delays at JFK, but as far as we know, at LaGuardia and Newark, planes are running pretty much on schedule. But it's a whole different story out there in the northwest hills of Jersey, out in Morris, Passaic County, out towards Great Gorge. If you're traveling out there tonight, going up the Hudson Valley towards Poughkeepsie and out the Merritt into Connecticut. All those outlying areas, freezing rain continues, temperatures below freezing. It's going to be real tough to get the temperature in those areas above freezing tonight. There could be a significant accumulation of ice before it changes back to snow sometime tomorrow morning. Even here in the New York City area, we do expect some snow tomorrow. So the rush hour today wasn't bad. A lot of people left work early, and we noticed as we came in from Newark Airport, traffic wasn't all that bad. But tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting colder air and some snow even here at the George Washington Bridge. We can take a look at that now, and traffic is running very smoothly as it heads back towards New York City, going away from the camera and coming back towards Jersey as it's westbound. So again, Jeanetta, the weather is pretty good here in the immediate city, but you get out into the suburbs and it's a sheet of ice tonight, so be extra careful, especially on those elevated surfaces. We'll keep you posted here from Fort Lee, New Jersey throughout this evening.
All right, thanks so much, Mike Seidel and Kristen Dodd, for those live reports. I'm joined by Colin Marquis, senior meteorologist. We're going to check out a few radars. Yeah, the rain right there along the coast.
That's right, and where Mike was, just a little bit of drizzle right now, but there are some heavier rain showers just to the south. Notice right in here the darker area of green, ready to move into the New York area in the next hour or so.
Okay, as we head a little farther to the south, we have rainfall across the southeast. Flash flood watches in effect. Heavier rain tonight. Where are you thinking?
Well, in the next 3 to 6 hours from about Raleigh and Norfolk down through about Florence and on toward Columbia, South Carolina, and then also down in here, little dying area of thunderstorms in South Georgia.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that and what's happening in Florida as well. And as always, you can check on your internet at weather.com if you have more questions. Right now, we're going to go back to the studio.
Thanks a lot, Jeanetta. Elsewhere across the U.S., we have some snow and rain depending on elevation in the west, and the upper Midwest is still pretty chilly, as we'll notice right now. Let's go to the western map and